Good day and thank you for joining CivilNet. The Azerbaijani Embassy in Italy has recently updated its list of people who are not allowed to enter Azerbaijan. The newcomers to the list are prominent journalists, writers, artists, including Simone Zoppellaro from the Balkans and Caucasus Observatory. Mr. Zoppellaro, thank you for joining us today. And my first question, did you see this coming? Did you see that you would be blacklisted?
Well, it happened after a trip I made between August and September with a colleague of the newspaper La Stampa. We went together to Nagorno Karabagh. We made our work, made interviews, we visited the front line there. And then we came back, and after a couple of weeks, something like that, we received a notification from the Azerbaijani Embassy in Rome, in which they asked information about my trip to Nagorno Karabagh. They wanted a confirmation of that. I gave it. Well, they wrote another letter saying that it was violating the national law of Azerbaijan, also some international conventions and stuff. I told them basically that it was part of my duty as a journalist to cover that territory that is quite important for the Caucasus. We are covering with Osservatorio Balcani Caucasus. Actually, there isn't another way to enter that territory, so what could I do? And after, yes, a friend of mine actually discovered that it was my name, my personal data, birth date, and place of birth were published on the site of the Azerbaijani Embassy in Rome. And after that, a couple of days ago, we discovered also it was published, the same stuff was published also in the site of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Azerbaijan. Of course, I didn't give the permission to use my personal data, and I didn't even give my personal data to these institutions.
Were you aware that the Azerbaijani Embassy required you to apply for a visa prior to going to Nagorno Karabagh, or you chose simply not to?
No, I knew about the story of the Blacklist, of course. I discussed also with people in Nagorno Karabagh. That was nothing new. I know also it happened to other Italians. There was also this case of Albano, this famous singer who went to Nagorno Karabagh, and after he retreated, he did what we didn't do. He retreated and he said sorry to the Azeri Embassy, and yes, I was aware of it, but that's part of my duty, as I told you. So if I want to cover Nagorno Karabagh, I have to go there, and the Azeri can't help me for that.
And what was the story that brought you to Karabagh? What were you reporting on?
Well, I work for Osservatorio Balcani Caucaso. That is a think tank, an Italian think tank that works in Italian and English, covering the Caucasus. There's very good colleagues working for us, like Oni Krikorian, like Azu Gebulayeva, and well, I was going there to make interviews. I had an interview with the president of Nagorno Karabagh. I went there to visit the front line, and I visited the front line of the war together with the soldiers. I visited a military base. Nothing special, 2 weeks visiting what I could there. It was very interesting, and I went there with a colleague of an Italian newspaper. He published also an article and many pictures about Nagorno Karabagh.
There's this popular opinion that being blacklisted is not so much about physically visiting Nagorno Karabagh, more about what you have said and written afterwards.
Maybe, but I'm free to say whatever I want, and it's not my intention to take side in a war. The victims are always on both sides. So the victims are on the Azeri side, the victims are on the Armenian side. What I did was my duty, wasn't take part from a political point of view on a conflict in which I'm not involved personally. I just try to go there and try to be the most objective possible, as always, about what I saw in that conflict. Of course, that's always partial because I can't visit the other side, but if the Azeri forbid me to go, I will never be able to see the other side and to be able to cover it. So again, it's not my problem. For myself, I did the best I could.
And what does it mean to be blacklisted? What are the repercussions that you are expecting?
Well, nothing special. I know that in Azerbaijan there's many people that have greater problems from what we have. I mean, it's full of journalists, activists, bloggers in the prisons in Baku, and it is quite serious compared to what we suffer. We are speaking about it in Italy. We're trying to speak in the media, with radios, even with television about the topic. But it's not serious what is happening personally to us, apart from some minor trolls and comments we have constantly on articles, but it's not so seriously affecting my job or my life. there are bigger problems for journalism in Azerbaijan. And I hope also speaking about it will help also to aware consciousness in Italy and in Europe to what is happening to our colleagues in Azerbaijan. It is quite more serious than what is happening to us. What is happening to me, I will not visit Azerbaijan, but okay, I was aware of it after going to Karabakh, so nothing special.
And that was all. Thank you for speaking with us, and good luck.